Babcia's Wielkanoc. Babcia's Wielkanoc. That's grandmother's Polish Easter. My Polish darling Rachel is right here with us.
Yeah,
celebrating her heritage. Her family is interested as well in my mission here to make pierogies.
Yes.
Now I need to get the recipe. So I've got this recipe at 1/2.
Oh yeah.
1/2 size. So I need 4 baking potatoes peeled and cubed. Okay, well I actually got the red potatoes that we're supposed to get for the potato salad, the German potato salad, but I think we have those other
2
kinds.
baking potatoes.
Yeah, I think we have.
Exactly 2.
No, we need 4, doesn't it say?
Oh shit.
Well, we do have 4.
Oh, we do.
I wonder if they're big enough though. These aren't really. I mean, these are the kind of potatoes we bake, but I don't know if they're big enough. Like this one's not probably. I'm gonna just use those potatoes.
Okay.
The red potatoes. Making these pierogies. So, Grandma's very Polish Easter is about to be underway, and I'm pleased to say I have very little cleanup to do before we get underway because the kitchen is pretty clean. So, I do need to get these couple of knives clean. I'm going to wipe down over here a bit. Then I'm going to get out the cutting board, the large cutting board. I'm going to start work on cutting the potatoes into cubes like it says. But I think I'm actually going to prioritize working on the dough first. I'll cut the potatoes, but I'm not going to start cooking them right away. I want them to still be hot from the cooking when it's time to put them in the metal. Although probably I don't want them too hot because then I'm going to burn myself. So, okay, well, this is a more complicated thought than I processed than I thought. I don't want them too cold because I'm not sure how hot they're going to get in the boiling water. Alright, regardless, now I have some paper towels, a key ingredient in any kitchen work. And then we'll discuss how to make forward progress on our grandma's famous Polish Easter pierogies. Okay. I actually think Rachel might even take some pictures of this process to share with her family because her family expressed an interest and such. Let me bring up the live stream here. Do I believe in ghosts? Well, maybe more than I believe in other kinds of things like that.
Ooh, really? I like that. I like that.
But probably I don't believe in like Casper style ghosts.
Okay.
Like ghosts that float around and talk to people and stuff. I'm not really so sure about that kind of ghost.
Okay, so what kind of ghosts?
Well, like some sort of energy that has some sort of extra physical durability or can display signs of itself for some distance of time after death. I wouldn't be too much more specific than that, I guess. But what I do believe in is pierogies. So now that I've cleaned this surface,
I wonder if cooking time is going to be different with the red potatoes.
I don't think so, really. Alright. Now, we will okay. Next step here. Next step here is going to be wash my hands and then get out the large cutting board.
Yes, there is. Did it small size?
So that's not a good answer because they're going to
no.
be cubed the same size either way.
Okay.
You gotta ask, like, given two potatoes that are the same size, does a red potato cook faster or
Okay,
a
can
russet?
you ask Gemini?
Yeah. If a red potato and a russet potato are both If a red potato and a russet potato are both the same size, do they take the same amount of time to cook?
Not necessarily, even if they're the same size. Russets are starchy and tend to cook up fluffier, while red potatoes are waxy and hold their shape better. This means they have slightly different cooking times. Russets might cook up a bit faster because of their lower moisture content. Are you planning on boiling or baking them?
Boiling.
If you're boiling them, the russet might break down a bit faster than the red one. You'll want to keep an eye on them and test for doneness by poking them with a fork. Are you making mashed potatoes or something else?
Pierogi filling.
For pierogi filling, you probably want a potato that holds its shape well without getting too mushy. So the red one might be a better choice. Are you using russets and red potatoes now or just one?
Just red potatoes.
Got it. For medium whole red potatoes, you're probably looking at around 20 to 30 minutes of boiling, but start checking after 15. They're ready when a fork slides through easily all the way to the center.
Okay, so I'm cutting them up and cooking them, so that's not relevant here. Okay, we've washed our hands. Now it's time to get out the cutting board. So it said 4 large potatoes. This is, I think, the equivalent of 4 big russets, probably. But it's hard for me to say for sure. That might be too much potato, but I don't think so. All right, let's take a look. Hi, Johnny Cats. Let's take a look at the old recipe. All right, we're going to take a look at the recipe. We've got 4 potatoes, 1/2 cup shredded cheese, 1 tablespoon cheese sauce. Alright, so first I'm going to get all the ingredients together. And when I do, it's going to look like this. Alright, so I'm going to get a big bowl of some kind. Or a plate, I guess. I just get a plate to put them on. Alright. Let's take a gander from over here. So we've got our potatoes, cutting board. Now we're going to wash potatoes. And we're going to chop a potato.
I was right, it is more watery.
That seems about cubed.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll take these ones and put them on the plate. I'll get this one next.
Thanks for being a good husband.
You're welcome, darling. So we're chopping these away here. Chopping away with these. Try to keep them uniform size rather than doing what I just did, so that they'll all cook at about the same time. Oh, I was supposed to peel these. Well, we're just gonna have to have unpeeled potatoes. I could peel the rest of them, I guess. I don't think the skin of a red potato is as offensive as the skin of
A baked potato?
Russet potato.
Yeah, no.
Alright, let me skin this.
Really want to. You're right about red potatoes with the skin. When in restaurants and stuff, they always keep the skin on the red potatoes.
So what do you think? Should I skin it?
I really don't think you have to,
Okay.
personally.
Well, I would just rinse it off then.
It is satisfying. Right?
Kind of. Those are kind of a pain in the butt. Just
Yeah,
trying to
the
get
pain in the butt is right.
all of the peel off of it. Alright. So, if you're going to be the photojournalist for this, then maybe once I get the potatoes chopped up.
Does the unpeeled?
Once
Yeah. Yeah, you let me know when to take photos because I was like, oh, I'll just show them when it's like in the dumpling at the end. But I should show them the process. They are interested in that.
Yeah.
So.
I'd say, you know, like, show one thing where I've got, at the end of the potatoes, where I've got all the potatoes chopped up except for one that got peeled but started to chop. Take one picture of that.
That's a good aesthetic. Thank you for helping me.
Alright. I guess I am going to peel the potatoes, so there we go. Ta-da!
No. Mazel.
Thanks.
I wasn't gonna do, but I think I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna drink the rest of my second meat drink.
Alright, you go for it.
I think that's what Jesus would do.
Christmas miracle.
Yeah.
I mean, an Easter miracle.
Yeah. You think Jesus would take another drink, right? On the day that he rises?
Yeah, well, that's how he got up so high.
That's true.
Alright, so we are peeling potato like nobody's business. Peels real easy. Nice and tidy. Feels very much like an apple.
Yeah, it does. Or it looks like it does anyway, I should say. Careful.
Alright, well, you know, I'm always worried about getting a little bit of the skin off of my finger with this thing.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. My mom would always warn me before using one. She would rather me not, honestly.
I would rather you not, too.
Okay. Can I just have you peel my apples?
Sure.
Thanks.
We eat a ton of apples.
On the occasion that we do, or whatever we need to peel.
Sure.
Which we don't usually. It is good that we have one.
So, peeling potatoes.
Peeling potatoes.
It's a glamorous job. Most importantly, it's a necessary job if we're going to have as little skin in the potatoes as possible. So, we're going to scoot over here now, chop up these potatoes. We're also going to leave one of them unchopped to take a picture of. But first, let's chop up this one. This one doesn't seem really as ripe as the other one, but that's okay, it'll work fine. Okay. Okay. Ow.
You alright?
Yep. Alright, we've got those potatoes there. put that. Okay. Then we'll get this. And you can feel it, really feel the difference between when it's fully ripe like this and when it's not quite ripe like that last one. Okay. All right. We're going to scoot those potatoes over here.
Oh my gosh. I think we're gonna have like more potato than
We need.
it looks like it, doesn't it? Look like a lot of potato?
Well, let's go look at the recipe.
Okay.
Make sure that it adjusted the
I'm
size.
gonna take a picture. You mind?
No, not at all. It's a good spot to take a picture. See if it's one time. 8 potatoes. Yeah, that's right. So it seems like a lot of potatoes. I agree, but
If that's what it calls for potatoes.
yeah, and it's hard to say how big these bowls are.
Yeah, it is. It is. Okay. All right. My bad. I'm sorry that I doubted it. It just looked different.
It's fine. It's fine.
Meow.
So it is 9-6 in favor of the Athletics, where we are in the baseball game. I know the baseball game is not over yet, but I mean, what I meant to say is, I know I'm not caught up with where the baseball game is right now. But that's fine. We're just gonna give this a little bit more chop here. All right, now we've got these other 2 potatoes still to cut, and we're going to cut them with our knife like so. We'll cut it in half so we can go lie down flat like this, and we'll chop it long ways. Then we'll chop these up. And these potatoes will become a big part of the filling that we're going to be filling up the pierogies with. Okay. Get this guy now. And we're going to chop this up like so. Okay. There we go. Now, we've got one more potato to cut. We'll chop it right in half. Same thing we did last time. I'm going to chop slices like this. And then we'll chop up the slices like this. Chop slices like this. And then we'll chop up the slices like this. And we'll put this on here. Now we have all the potatoes done. So next thing we're going to do, we're going to rinse these off. Put these back. Next we'll rinse this off. And we'll put it right here for now. So we'll just put it back for now. Next we're going to gather the rest of the ingredients. So I know we're going to need 2 bowls.
What's next?
I'm going to gather all the ingredients.
Okay.
So this might be a little bit bowl intensive, but let's go check the recipe again.
Oh no.
What?
There would be more bowls.
Oh, we have plenty of bowls. It's fine.
It is going to be bowl intensive though.
Okay, so we will go check. Oh,
No.
we are trailing again. No, we're not trailing. We're ahead. We're ahead. We are ahead. It's just that our lead of 4 is now 2. All right, so I need to get a half a cup of cheese. A tablespoon of cheese sauce. Okay. 1 large egg and 1/2 of an egg yolk. Okay. Well, I'm going to put that in one bowl. 1 large egg and 1/2 of an egg yolk, right? I shouldn't. Do I need to separate them?
I don't want to let anyone down. Between homework, studying, and tests, I can't catch up. No matter what I do, I feel like I'm falling further and further behind.
Whisk sour cream, eggs, egg yolk, butter, and oil in a separate bowl.
But you know what? I know where to go for help. I found the Your Life, Your Voice app.
Do we even have a whisk?
Visit Your Life.
Okay, that's fine. I can make this work. Alright, so,
You can still whisk with the fork.
right. Alright, so eggs, egg yolk, butter. How much butter? 1 tablespoon butter melted. Alright. Let's get the eggs out first. I need 1 egg and 1/2 of an egg yolk.
Doyle says those are diced really thin, perfect for pierogies.
Oh, good. Glad to hear it. So I think you said 1 tablespoon of butter melted. It's funny, I've got the bread recipe memorized now. I can do that whole bread recipe by memory, but this one, not so much. It's the first time I've done this, so I always have to go back and look multiple times. I was able to tell Cameron the entire bread recipe from memory on the phone. Alright, that's a little more than a tablespoon, but that's fine. Let's see if that's good enough. Yes. And 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil. Alright, to melt this butter, we'll put it in this bowl and put it in the microwave for a minute or 2. I don't know how long it takes butter to melt. Probably just like 30 seconds. Rachel left a cup of coffee in here. Rachel, you got 2 drinks you left here. You want your limeade or your coffee?
Oh, I'll have it limeade.
Okay, so as anybody here may or may not know, I normally engage with the chat pretty well, but right now I am cooking. You know, I was planning on watching the rest of it later, but Rachel's mom told us the results of it, so there's no point in me watching the rest of it. I watched like the first half, then we went to the store to get ingredients for the stuff.
I'm sorry that my mom ruined the game.
That's fine. I'm glad UCLA won. Alright. There we go. That is now melted. Okay, so we've got the butter. We need a tablespoon of vegetable oil, which I'm just going to put right into the butter. Yeah, but I mean, how do you cut an egg yolk in half? You know, there's the long and the short of your problem. All right, so here's vegetable oil. Let's get a tablespoon of this. We're going to put this tablespoon right here. Okay. Now, okay, we've got that part done.
So, Vincent's mom says put the egg yolk into a mixing glass, whisk it up, and pour only half into the recipe.
Thank you. That's helpful. Kitty, get down, please. No kitties allowed. Come on, get down. Okay. Now, I'm going to get the eggs out. We're going to do 1 whole egg. Okay. We managed to do that without getting any shell in there. Now, I'll show you guys how to take the yolk out of an egg. That's straightforward enough. I've already washed my hands, I'll wash them again. Okay. Now we're going to get this. And we will get the yolk out like this. Just like that. Simple as easy could be. Oh! Well, there goes that egg. Good thing we have another one. I feel like the people who catch a fish on Naked and Afraid and try to show it to the camera, and then invariably it gets away. Okay. There. Now I got just the yolk in here, as you see. We're supposed to whisk it. You know what? I don't even need to whisk it. I just go like this. And that'll whisk it just fine, I bet. Alright, now we're supposed to pour half of this yolk into there. Okay, yeah, we got a little bit of egg white. What do you guys, cops? I'm gonna say that's half the yolk. Whoa, look at that. Happy.
Donated $100.
Yeah, happy Easter to you too. Alright, how are you doing? Great, what an Easter miracle for us.
Yeah, it really is.
As the title says, no clickbait here. We are making pierogies. Alright, we'll put that cup back. So, we've got the eggs, we've got the butter and the oil, we've got the potatoes. We're going to need some other ingredients still. And one of them is flour. So, let's see how much of that we need. Uh-oh. Where did I put the mouse? Probably in the kitchen. I bet you it's in the kitchen. Yep, there it is. Alright, pierogies are coming along. And we've had an the game is tied. 2 1/4 cups all-purpose flour. 1 teaspoon salt, 1 cup sour cream. Okay, so 1 teaspoon salt, 1 cup sour cream, 2 1/4 cups of flour. 1 cup sour cream, 1 teaspoon salt, 2 1/4 cups of flour. Alright. So let's get our 1 cup of sour cream. We're gonna put that. I'm not sure. I think it goes into the dough.
I think it. Does it? I thought of it as a dip. We used to dip the pierogies into sour cream.
Well, I don't doubt that we'll use it as that as well, but I'm pretty sure this recipe, yeah.
Okay.
Wonderful job, Eric.
No, you're doing great. I love you.
I love you too, darling.
I hope you're having fun.
I am
Thank you
having fun.
For like making my holiday such a nice one.
I enjoy that, yes. I do. And I'm enjoying cooking these things. So, this is the dough. 1 cup sour cream. You're gonna whisk the sour cream, eggs, egg yolk, butter, and oil in a separate bowl. Okay. So, 1 cup sour cream, 1 teaspoon salt, and 2 1/4 cups of flour. So with the sour cream, I'm going to put it in with the eggs. We need 1 cup of it. So we'll get a size cup here. Here it is. And just rinse it out there. And we will get 1 cup of sour cream. Which is really quite a bit of sour cream. If you think about it. That's kind of a lot of sour cream, you know? But that's about a cup of sour cream. Alright, so this is going to go into here. Trying to get this to spoon out well. Okay. That's good enough. Oh wait, actually it's quite a bit there. This stuff is sticky. Alright, that's fine.
Should I take a picture?
Sure.
Or should I take a picture when everything's mixed?
No, you probably take a picture when well, let me get the flour and the salt put together first, so.
Okay.
Alright, now we'll put this back. We've got our cup here, still here, dried out. We'll put this sour cream behind here for the picture. This now we're going to need flour, which we'll put in the big bowl here. So get 2 cups of flour, 2 1/4 cups of flour. There's 1 cup of flour. Two cups of flour. And then we'll get 1/4 cup of flour. Okay. Now, get a teaspoon of salt. That's this one. We're going to put some salt right here. I'm going to put that into here. I believe we have all of the ingredients now. Oh, well, we need the cheese. 1/2 cup of cheese. That's going to go in after the things are made, but I can still prep up that amount of stuff. So that will be 1/2 cup of grated cheese. Okay, that's a little bit more than 1/2 cup, but I'm feeling generous with the cheese. Whoa. Next, we're going to get the cheese food substitute. Two ounces, 2 ounces, 2 ounces. Okay. Well, let's see. That measures itself in ounces, but this measures it in a different measurement. Stop bringing the mouse in here, Eric. All right, let's see. So, what am I checking on here? All right, 1 tablespoon processed cheese sauce. How many ounces is 1 tablespoon? How many ounces is 1 tablespoon? half an ounce. Okay. Wow, good job, guys. Good job getting that. All right. I'm going to put you here in the split screen view. We're going to put this as live chat. Scroll down. Free People is a clothing brand. Red wine goes nice with pierogies. Wow. You think 4 of the layers in 7-layer dip are sour cream? That seems like sour cream's claiming too many layers at that point. Hardly seems fair. All right. So it says just half an ounce of this cheese stuff. That seems like it might be too little. All right. Well, just 1 tablespoon of this, huh? All right, well, I guess, I'll just measure it in a tablespoon. Just do it like this. Seems about right. All right, now you can take a picture of all of this. All right, so I'll put this pasteurized processed cheese food substitute back into the fridge.
Looks scrumptious.
It's coming together. Okay. I already did the teaspoon of salt, yes. Now it's time. I don't need this bowl after all. I'll put this bowl back. Now it's time to get out the mixer. All right, let's get the mixer out. It's gonna go right there. All right, so we've got our flour here. Got our flour and salt mixture. It's going to go right here, like so. And we're going to put this bad boy on. Actually, I think what we do next is we put this in together with this. No, this is the wet part. Okay. So, put this in. Okay, and then we'll get rid of this maybe. And we'll stir these together. Supposed to whisk them together, but I'm just gonna stir them together a little bit. Okay, obviously this is not like stirred together ultra super great, but it'll get stirred together in here. The important thing is just to mix it all together, not to necessarily whisk it, I'm sure. Okay, it's coming along. Okay. Alright, that seems to be good enough. Okay, well, I don't think you're supposed to have to knead this dough that much because it doesn't have any yeast in it. So let's see. I'm thinking that right there is probably fine. Feels like dough. Alright. Let me rinse this off. Now we're going to set this dough aside for a minute. Whole thing over here. Alright. That's for the compost pile. I'm gonna put this sour cream back in the fridge, and then we're gonna get started on the potato part. Actually, let me use this other part. Alright. This one's way back there because I basically never use it. We're gonna boil our potatoes in this. Which will make screening them easier. Just fill that up with water there. And we'll get that boiling. Put potatoes in. Alright. That should be about good enough. Yes, we have a lot of potatoes, but I think that's enough water. Okay, so we're going to put this fire on here. I'll let that go. And then we're going to sit down for a second while that water boils. Read the chat, see how the A's are doing.
Can I give you a hug?
Yeah, I'm watching it. We're watching it right now. We actually are a little bit behind current time. Oh! No! Alright, we're going to our half of the 10th. They scored in their half of the 10th. Let's see what's going on. Alright, so Sodi starts off the inning here. We'll see what goes on. Hi, Addis. Hi, Gil. Hi, that boy Klaus. You know, we got a big series coming up starting on Tuesday. Your Yankees versus my beloved Athletics. Wow, Shea Langolier steals third on the errant catcher play there. I think that was more pass ball than wild pitch. Yeah, it was in the dirt, I guess, but. I got a few minutes to rest here while the water boils. But I really should be rolling out the pierogi dough probably at the moment. Let's see how long you cook the potatoes for. We're gonna boil, cook till tender for 15 minutes. Okay. Well, the athletics bats have been excellent today.
Yeah, they have been.
This has been a really exciting game. We've watched it from the get-go.
Yeah, we have. It really has been an exciting game. So it breaks my heart. I'm like, oh.
Well, we knew better than to get comfortable with a 4-run lead. You know. I found you related entropy with entropy a decade before the AI craze. Oh, well, thanks. These days, I still talk about typology plenty, but on this particular day, we're having a very Polish Easter.
Yeah, very Polish Easter.
We're gonna have pierogis. We're gonna have kielbasa. We're gonna have trouble screwing in a light bulb.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah, we will. The Yankees are currently blowing a lead with the bullpen. Well, we've already blown a couple of them today, so. Bang! Get out of here!
Yeah!
Get out of here!
Go
Boom!
run!
Bang, 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 motherfuckers!
Yes!
Take that, Houston, you cheaters! Fantastic. Brent Rooker for the
Yeah, for real, what a game!
win. And Rooker dodged the flung water at him. And it got on Lawrence Butler instead. What a beautiful game. What a wonderful game.
What a wonderful game, what a wonderful Easter!
Yeah, we're having a great Easter. All right, let's get back into the kitchen where we belong. We're barefoot and pregnant.
You are.
Yeah.
Except you're sandal, sock-footed, and
Not pregnant.
male.
Yeah. Bang. Big hit, Rook. Great
Good
job.
job, Rook.
You know what's kind of crazy though? We went to Toronto, we went to Atlanta, then we came home for just 3 games against Houston, then we got to go back to play New York Yankees, New York Mets. But I guess it all evens out by the end of the season. Guess it all evens out. Well, we still got a ways to go before that water is done boiling. All right, let's go have a cigarette while we're waiting for that to boil. Fun times.
Fun times indeed.
Oh, happy Easter to you too, Adath. 4:13 a.m. in Dubai. Well, I'm guessing that must be tomorrow morning. So, technically, according to the Polish, for you, it's Wet Monday.
Yeah, Wet Monday.
A day where the Polish get into water fights with each other for good luck.
I like it.
Yeah. So So, if you're in Dubai and it's Monday, maybe it's a good time for you to get into a water fight with somebody. Maybe splash them in the pool, squirt them with a hose. Possibilities aren't endless, but they are more than those two. For those of you who didn't know, had not yet achieved the benefit of the added good luck you get from having a water fight on Wet Monday, well, you must not be Polish. Also called, what's it called again? Smigus something. And, it's especially a good idea for Polish people not to try changing light bulbs while enjoying Wet Monday, as that makes the risk of their light bulb changing aptitude have more fatal consequences potentially. Okay. Well, that was a big win for the Athletics. We needed that. That's our first series win of the year. But, we had a bit of a rough start, starting off 1-5, then 2-5, 2-6. Now we're 3-6. So that's not too bad, really. That's not too bad. We can come back from 3-6. Especially if we hit the ball like that. Boy.
Mm-hmm.
Smigus dingus, right.
Yeah, Smigus.
Oh, it's raining there. Well, that's a perfect opportunity for you to get into an easy nature-facilitated water fight. You just go outside and kind of fling some raindrops at other people and go, ah, and you'll have good luck for the whole year. Well, this water's still a ways from boiling. I could start rolling out some of this dough. Then let it rest for 15 or 20 minutes. I guess I should let it rest a little longer, probably, than I've let it rest so far. So, we're not that far away from getting into serious business time here.
What is serious business time?
Rolling out the dough and cutting out circles of the dough.
Oh, do you have a thing for circles?
I don't have technically a circle thing, but I could use something like the lid of one of these jars, maybe. It seems like about the right size for a circle.
Mm-hmm.
That would cut it probably just fine. So, and once you get the circles of dough, well, then you just got to put the filling in the middle, and you're good to go. We just got to wait until until the water comes to a boil. No point really in getting too much of a head start on things. Let's see what else is going on here in the world of sports. Well, there's a hockey game that doesn't look very exciting. I think we could watch this Sharks game. Well, Doyle, I'm more into maybe the world was like one zip file, the Big Bang, and unzipping through time so people like zip or group together like traditions to keep intact. We're actually all one. So our ideological or political fights are just miscommunications and misunderstandings. Humans inherently care for each other. Well, that seems like a good sentiment for Easter.
What's a good sentiment for Easter?
What I just read out loud. What Adas said here.
Oh, I see.
So I don't know what happened in the Sharks game.
That is a good message for Easter.
Well, I mean, I think what he's saying is basically that our fundamental commonalities of compassion and suffering and stuff are more of a unifying force than the formal differences between our respective belief systems.
Yes, I agree with that.
It'd be nice if it worked out that way more often. The thing is, tends to work out that way fine in real life when people are actually dealing with each other, you know. It's more of a struggle to get to work out like that online. So we are getting close to Babcia's Wielkanoc. A dinner made in Easter heaven.
For Grandma McCurkin, Wasko McCurkin.
Wasco.
Yeah, that's the Polish.
Yep. Alright, I need to grind a little bit more weed. I could go get another jar of weed while I'm waiting for the water to boil. Is it boiling yet? Nope. But it's starting to move around a little bit. Alright, so let's get a jar of Easter weed. Like Jesus rising from the dead, so too is this jar of Easter weed. Well, I mean, I think there were very legitimate reasons to not support the authoritarian, autocratic Soviet Union. We just fought World War II against another form of authoritarianism, and it made perfect sense, and in the time frame anyway, for sure, to think, hey, you know, we gotta defend the free world from totalitarianism, which is, after all, bad. our anti-commie endeavors didn't necessarily go that well. You know, Korea, well, our failure to do the job in Korea results in perpetuating North Korea that still exists today. And Vietnam, the war went catastrophically bad, but their commie state is not as horrific as North Korea. Hi, the Asylum fan page, Steve Billings. Don't even tell me, because tonight I am cooking Babcia's Wielkanoc. That's a very Polish Easter dinner.
Yeah. Thanks, Eric.
You're welcome, Rachel. I have my own Easter special here. As you can see. That's some good tasting weed. I've got a lot of stuff in the mix here. Waiting for that water to finish boiling. Got some dough over here. I'm making pierogies. Here's the dough. Already got that made. I might as well put this into the compost pile now. This cup of coffee that's kind of in the way. That bong rip I just pulled, it has like super spicy weed in it. Leaves your nose feeling all peppery. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but it's good stuff. All right. Still not boiling. You know, takes a little longer for things to boil. They don't boil quite as hot up here. A little bit of elevation. We're not super high up, but 4,100 feet's enough to make a difference. Okay. So, our next order of business is going to be rolling out and cutting out our circles from the dough. The circles then I will crimp into little pouches filled up with the filling. Wash my hands again. Now, let me get that canning lid. I'll wash that. Well, certainly Soviet Union represents a financial system, but the idea that communism and capitalism are opposing financial systems is fundamentally flawed. Capitalism represents the absence of use of force interfering in consensual commerce. Communism represents the misguided idea that centralized control is an effective way to deal with the economy. They're fundamentally different things. They're in opposition to one another only because capitalism is predicated on the idea of fully informed consent, whereas communism is everything but. What?
I like what you said.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so I've got this rolling pin here. And I'll put the done ones on top of this cutting board. Okay, so I'll put the done ones on top of this cutting board right here. Alright. I could probably use a little flour on this. That's per meow. Okay. Now, we will roll out a bit of this thing. Okay.
Actually, you know what? Use a picture of the YouTube series. It's got U plus.
Okay. Okay, so I've got this piece rolled out pretty good, it seems like.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to make, let me wash this off first. Water's still getting there. There's a lot of water in there, so. Let's see if I can get 3 of these. 1,
Oh, turn the camera to the left a little bit more.
2, 3, 4. I hope those are big enough. I could go for something a little bit bigger, maybe. I think it should be a little bit bigger than that, ideally. So I'm going to use these ones, but I'm going to find something a little bit bigger. And I could roll these out a little bit more, too. Yeah, maybe that's the best idea. Make them, and then roll them out a little bit flatter. Okay. We're going to get some more of it. Let me get a plate to put this on. Alright, that water seems to be boiling now, so we can put the potatoes in. And let's do that. Okay. Now I'm going to get this wooden spoon, rinse it off real quick. I'm just going to stir these potatoes around a little bit. And then we'll put the lid on. It said 15 minutes, but because we got this kind of strainer thing in here, I'll do 17 minutes. I'm not too worried about the potato being overcooked after all. Okay, now that I've messed with that, got my hands wet, let me get a little bit more flour so we don't have a problem with excessive wetness syndrome. Okay, let's get some additional circles now. Pull these up. There. Okay. That's fine. I can just kind of pull with my fingers like that is fine. Okay. try to start it as round as possible in the middle so that it spreads out evenly. This is a very uncomfortable way for me to do this. Let me see if I can get a better position for you and me both. I just think these are probably still too small. I need to get a bigger cutter. Oops. Alright. Fine. These two will stay, but this one needs to be flattened out more. Alright. Let me get a bigger cutter. Is that too big? It's not that much bigger than this. Another word. Meow, meow, meow. Thanks, darling. Yeah, that seems more like it. I think it's supposed to be like this big. But I could be wrong. We'll try some of these like this. I don't know. could Google it. All right, let's Google it. Let's find out the answer to this important question. How big a cross should a pierogi wrapper be?
Good question.
Okay, let's see. Maybe it says here. Three to 4 inches in diameter. Okay, I don't think this one was big enough, but let me get a tape measure. Okay, so these ones are maybe a little bit too big. These ones are probably too small. Well, maybe they're okay. I think I'll use the bigger one. No, I think I'll use the smaller one and roll them out. I'll use the smaller one and I'll roll them out. That's just the better way to do it. Alright, so get a small amount of dough. Maybe smaller than that even. This over. All right. Okay. We've got a few more circles. I'm just going to go with those as they are. I'm not going to mess with them. It's pretty tedious work. Thanks, darling. So, sorry, I have a better way to do this. Would not be so hard on the back. All right, well. There's another one. And another one. I'm making Africa. Yeah, do you see it? It's the continent of Africa. Okay, time for me to get the potatoes out. Alright, so let's take a gander over this way. Okay, now we've got these potatoes in here. And we're going to transfer it. I should have done this first. I'm going to transfer it into this. So I want to rinse this out first. Okay, good enough. Now, put this back on there to pour these in. And we will then add these things to that. There we go. Okay. What? Yep. Yep. Okay. So now we are going to add additionally some salt and pepper into this part. So let's go check and see how much salt and pepper to add. Onion salt, salt and pepper. Okay, well we don't have onion salt. But we do have dried onions and we have salt and pepper. So I'm going to put some salt. Hopefully not too much, but enough, because you know, it's potatoes.
I believe in you.
I'm going to put some pepper. And we're going to put, as it recommends, onion salt. We're going to put some of these dried onions, okay? Just some dry, good old-fashioned dried onions. Okay, that's a fair amount of dried onions. Thing, I've already cleaned off, actually. We're going to mix this together. Okay. Okay. Okay, this is really hot, so that's gonna have to cool a little bit before I can even work with it. So accordingly, let's get back to cutting circles. Alright, we are making good progress here. We've got a lot of circles already made. And a lot more still to go. Miles to go before we sleep, and miles to go before we sleep. All right. One. That's two. You might want to get a picture of this part. You know.
Okay, I was thinking the same thing.
Four. All right. This makes a lot of portions. Okay. If you want to get me cutting it, you have to wait a second because this one needs to be
Okay.
Okay.
Got a nice little pile going on there.
Yeah, I sure do. Okay. We're gonna have all these things banged out before we know it. Okay. like always with wings, it's got a couple of flaps on. Okay.
I have one of the flaps.
Sure. That's what I should have been doing it the whole time. Well, next time I'll know.
Yeah.
Could probably get one more out of this. There we go.
Good stuff.
All right. This will just throw away.
I'll eat it.
Okay. There you go.
Thanks.
Now we put this back. Need that. Now we're going to take a little break. This could still cool a little bit more probably. And regardless, we need to get another pot of water boiling. This time I'm going to use this pot. Because I want a wider pot. I don't need the straining capacity. This will be a better pot. I'll probably cook these like 4 at a time or something. I want a fair amount of water in here. That should be enough then. Okay. Now we're going to get this water boiling. Put this lid over here. Put this lid right there. Let's take a little break. We've also still got to work on the kielbasa and sauerkraut, although that part will be pretty straightforward. Let's go take a cigarette break. And maybe when we come back in, that'll be more or less boiling. Whew! This has been an exciting cooking adventure. It's been somewhat, labor intensive, I guess, with the rolling out the dough and the cutting the circles. That was the most labor intensive part, really. Well, I almost got everything I needed. Okay. Let's enjoy a few peaceful minutes here before we get back to work. Oh, wow. That really takes some doing, I tell you. break is not until 8, huh? I mean, I don't think that's true at all. I think people who suffer abuse or whatever as children, that is unrelated to type. To the extent there was any kind of correlation, like with being picked on, well, you know, there might be some types that are somewhat more likely to get picked on than others, I guess, but um, that would link to FE probably more than anything else. Happy Easter. I think it is gonna be great. I think we're back in a winning horse here. My only real fear is I hope I didn't make the potato filling too salty. It's pretty hard to oversalt potatoes, you know. I'd be happy to cover school. I do want to be famous. Well, I've got to work on my crimping skills because they're going to be in use right now when I crimp little dumplings for this potato. Uh, I mean, interestingly, Adas, we have a neighbor, a friend of ours, who's like 22 years old, who lives down the road. He had a significant part of his brain removed by a brain surgery because he had brain cancer. And he's an INTP. He was before the brain surgery. He is after the brain surgery. It's, apparently, he's the same as he was before, you know. He tests super strong on the TI and on the expert intuition. And also, it seems pretty clear to me that he's an introvert, not an extrovert. All right, let's go in and get to work. We got some work to do here. All right, first things first, we got to wash our hands. I do know that sometimes traumatic brain injuries can cause changes in personality. Personality theory isn't meant to account for those kind of changes. It's not an attempt to explain that kind of thing. So we're gonna need a spoon. I'll just use this wooden spoon here. And we're just gonna start making these bad boys by taking this. We're gonna get a spoonful of this. Probably a little too much. And we're gonna pinch it like this. There's one pierogi. Looks pretty good.
Yeah, it does. Wow. I want to take a picture.
Okay. That one doesn't look quite as nice. It wasn't as perfectly round to begin with. Oh, it has too much in it. I gotta get the amount right. That looks pretty good.
Yeah, that's great. I think maybe you were Polish in another lifetime.
Maybe. Okay. I still think I'm probably putting a little too much in there. This is probably more like it. Might as well have that in front of me.
You, they look great.
Thanks. A little lopsided. Seems like my first one was my best one. Okay.
Do you remember, like, hearing about like, the Polish, whenever they would, like, be in an event, they would have, like, a stuffed toy of a pierogi?
I don't remember that. We didn't have a lot of Polish events around.
No. But when, like, there's, like, little, like, ice skaters and stuff.
Oh.
And like fans in the stands who are holding like stuffed pierogies.
If I noticed, I probably was like, why are they pimping gyogas?
Yeah.
Okay. Whew. This,
I appreciate you doing this.
no problem. I'm enjoying it. It just turned out to be a little more work than I was thinking it was going to be. The recipe looks pretty straightforward, you know.
Yeah.
You don't realize how long all this part takes. It's alright, you just stick to it and hammer it out.
If we do it again, we could get the frozen pierogies.
Let's do a jumbo pierogi here. Alright, that one came out fine. We'll do another jumbo. Put that much in there. Okay. It's a good amount. I'll go back to some regulars. Okay.
Happy Sunday, January sports highlights.
Hi, January Sports Highlights. Just cooking some pierogies in the old world style. Okay. Okay. Whew. I'll try to be a little more efficient in doing this. Okay. Okay. This is impossible standing this way. I've got to put this someplace else.
Pierogi view.
Yeah, this should be a lot easier for me to do. Not twisting my body the whole time. Okay. Okay. All right. See the finish line. 3 more. Two more. One more. Okay, let's taste this potatoes.
Good job. You're a real pierogi maker.
Thanks. All right. Next order of business. We can rinse off this plate. We can use this for the done pierogies. Alright. Before we even start cooking the pierogies though, I want to move this. We're going to get out the kielbasa and the sauerkraut. I guess I'll have to cut the kielbasa on the small cutting board. That's fine. Alright, we're going to cut the kielbasa right over here. I'm going to rinse this off first. Close that up. Easy open this. As per me. Okay. We'll cut this using this, which is fine to cut with.
I think when you were Polish, you were male.
Famous for my latkes and my failure to screw in light bulbs. I mean, pierogies, not latkes.
Yeah, like latkes are Polish.
All right. this pan. We're gonna cook the kielbasa. And the sauerkraut.
I never knew it would look like that going out.
Well, there you go. Now we're going to put this fire on, and we're going to start in on the pierogies. Okay, so with that all done, I'm going to rinse off this cutting board. Right there. Alright. Next I'm going to get at this thing. We'll start with, I guess, 4 pierogies. Well, we could do more than that. 5, 6. Alright. Supposedly, they're done when they float to the surface. So let's make sure you can see. I'll bring you over here now. Obviously, I can't see it when it's covered, but I wanted to make sure it got back to the foil again properly. They don't seem to be stuck to the bottom. Okay, fine. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure they didn't stick to the bottom. Now, over here, in the land of sausage, we're going to need to do a little stir. I'll use this one. Smells nice and sauerkrauty. Okay. Seem to have some floaters. This one would appear to be done. This one. This one. This one. This one. Let's see, that's floating enough. Okay, and that one. Now let's try some more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Probably do a 7th in there. 7. Just kind of keep them separate from each other. You got to keep them separated. Okay, we've got 7 pierogies cooking. This cooking part's going to go a lot faster than the rolling and the cutting and the other things that I would do. That's going to be scrumdiddlyumptious. Like that. Go a little hotter. Okay. I don't know, maybe you want to take a picture of this part too, Rachel.
Okay. Oh my god, it's so cute! They're just bubbling up like little babes. Ready to go.
Yeah, they are.
Are you like not proud of yourself?
No, yeah, I'm pretty proud of myself. We're going to see how these jumbos do though. Put those 3 jumbos in and 1 more big one. Alright, we'll let that go for a minute. Meanwhile, we can stir this up. I'll try to boil away all this liquid. Okay, nothing stuck. Give this a little more time.
Cooking the kielbasa and pierogies.
There's the floater. Say that guy's a floater. You probably are smelling the kielbasa, I would guess.
Yeah, probably. Don't get me that.
Okay. Okay, we'll stir this down. Still a lot of liquid to come out of there. Okay. Yeah, there's ones where sex the bottom a little bit. Alright, you seem to be done. Alright. So we've got maybe 2 more loads worth. Alright, let's check on this. Okay, it's got a little bit ways to go. Okay, well, are they floating? It's kind of a tough question.
I can't see.
I'm going to say at this point, yes, they're flipped. This one certainly is. This one sure seems to be. Thanks. Here's the last of the pierogies. Right, let's take a gander at this bad boy. It's almost done.
Really just if you were a Polish man, young man, okay? Living on your own in a small apartment. But European apartments aren't too big.
Right.
And what era do you consider it?
Probably like, right, like before World War II.
Yeah. Yeah. And you were making kielbasa and Perogis and stuff all the time.
Mm. Hopefully that's enough sour cream for us. Alright. Let me check this. Stay on there, you. I'm having trouble fitting these last ones on the plate. Alright. That is done. What do you say we eat at the dining room table?
Okay.
Seems like it might be easier.
You want me to put the table?
Sure.
I don't know where everything is.
I mean, you just need forks and...
Oh, the placemat's already on there.
Yeah, if you want to use the placemats, then... Okay, but... Alright, let's serve this like so.
I'm gonna submit to you.
Okay. take these dishes over there.
Well done.
Wow,
You did an excellent job.
thanks. Don't forget to take a picture of the table too.
Oh, good idea.
I guess we'll each need a plate too to put latkes on.
Yeah.
Let me get a tongs as well.
Okay, yeah. Oh, I'll get an extra spoon for the sour cream.
Looking like quite a feast.
A feast fit for Jesus.
Yep. I'm gonna get a beer drink.
Oh, I need a drink too.
Well, happy Easter, everybody.
Happy Easter.
I get one of these latkes, pierogies. Get two of these pierogies. I get a little sour cream here. I'm gonna just try them right up. I don't know if these are how they're supposed to taste, but they're pretty darn good.
Could you?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Third one.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see if they're as good as Mrs. T's.
Yeah, let's see. Mmm. Gosh. Killed it.
Do they taste like burgers?
They taste exactly like Mrs. T's. Like, really.
Glad to hear.
Well done.
Thank you.
Mmm.
Got a couple of Easter miracles this Easter. We got the A's went in
Mm-hmm.
and the extra innings. I got some pierogies
Mm-hmm.
successfully made.
Yeah, homemade pierogies. That tastes like better than the frozen.
I've never had these before, so I don't even know what it's supposed to taste like.
It tastes exactly like the frozen kind.
Oh no.
Oh, sorry. Oop. Mmm. The pasta is good.
You want some mustard?
Yeah, sure.
Those of you still here, thank you for joining us for dinner.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm going to have a lot of leftover pierogies. I think I can maybe use a little salt.
Okay. Like the stuffing?
I mean, the whole thing maybe. Yeah.
Alright, let's bring out the salt.
But that's better with salt on it.
Mmm.
Probably better with salt.
Yeah.
Welcome to your Babcia.
Aww, babcia. Babcia.
Today, I'm playing the role of everybody's Polish grandmother.
Aww. I don't even think he'll like kielbasa.
What he really likes is the idea that whatever we're eating, he's entitled to.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't realize, sorry.
Pretty satisfying dinner.
Yeah, it is. It's very filling.
We're gonna have an ungodly amount of leftovers. But I think they're kind of like super edible leftovers.
I mean, give some to the neighbors.
I mean, what I'd say is, I'm full.
Do you want me to wrap your stuff?
Yeah, could you wrap this stuff up?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe, I guess we could just wrap these up separately if you want, or you can combine them either way.
I guess we could combine them.
We'll have plenty of whatever
Yeah.
for both of us, you know?
Do we have big bowls?
I think you combine them in this bowl is fine. And with that one, you just put some plastic wrap over it and maybe keep that sour cream.
I hope you liked it.
I liked it a lot. I thought it was
I
delicious.
thought it was delicious too.
Most of all, I enjoyed making something from your family tradition.
Oh, that's so nice. Thank you so much.
Of course. I'm gonna let you put that stuff away.
You want me to put, like, what, the,
No, I cleaned the leftovers.
Oh, okay.
Alright. For those of you still here, we're going to go outside right now. I'm going to start paying a little bit of attention to you. I was very busy.
Oh
As
my
you
gosh. I'm so full.
Yeah, me too. I'm super full. Those pierogies fill you up pretty quick.
Thank you for doing this.
My pleasure.
I hope it wasn't too, like,
Oh, it was fun. It was a great activity for the evening.
yeah, it was.
It got to be quite warm today, but even so, now at 7:15, the air's got a bit of a chill to it. A bit of a chill. So we made pierogies. NTPs, the close salters. That's what they call us. That's our archetype. There's one thing about which this community has finally reached consensus. We're not the debater, the inventor. We're the close salters. Oh, that was pretty good. Was not flavors I associate with Easter, but I am happy to join Rachel's family on that Easter tradition right there. My family, we typically have ham on Easter, turkey on Christmas and Thanksgiving. But other than that, the the feasts were basically the same for Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Easter. Hi, Lady Sky. How's it going? Nice to see you. Thanks for stopping by. We just finished our Easter dinner. I undertook the probably outsized task of making homemade pierogies. Well, the other thing is, I probably should have frozen some of the ones that I crimped rather than cooking all of them. But, and that was the half size recipe of those I made. I made the half size recipe. I probably should have added a little bit more salt to the filling. That's okay. You can salt them on the outside, it's fine. I was afraid of over salting it. Obviously, the solution to that is just taste it, dumbass. But sometimes hindsight is 2020 because it's looking behind your head where you can see the best. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but you may have heard the name Gil Scott Heron before, if not in the general music sense, then perhaps in the song I'm Losing My Edge by LCD Sound System. Song where she says, Gil Scott Heron. Well, I never knew who Gil Scott Heron was, but today I was watching an episode of Tor's Cabinet of Curiosities about the zombie and space program, which apparently, contrary to how a lot of people understand it, was that guy was just like making fun of the U.S. and Soviet Union and their space program. Anyway, he played a segment of Gil Scott Heron, and he was doing this like spoken word poem rap thing called "Whitey on the Moon." Like, I hump my ass down to the job site every day, but Whitey on the moon. I gotta scramble to make my dinner for my family, but Whitey on the moon. It's like that. It's pretty funny. How long we gonna be paying for this? I don't know. Whitey on the moon. Anyway, I think Whitey on the moon is a good kind of general metaphor for people wasting ridiculous amounts of money doing some pointless thing like climbing Mount Everest or going your submarine like James Cameron did and having it implode on all those people. No, Ruben, hindsight is so 2020. Nobody has hindsight anymore. Now it's all about your peripheral vision. I see you out the side of my eye a little bit. Oh, well, my back is a little bit sore from trying to stupidly stand like sideways, like twisted while doing parts of that so the camera could see better, which was very dumb. Ah, well, that was fun. And I'm especially glad that it made Rachel happy too. Now it's time to pull a few bowls. Hang for a little while longer. And then I'll wrap it up. Still 2-0 in favor of Nashville, huh? Now it's 3-0 Nashville. Still 3-0 Nashville.
The Sharks.
We go to the third period. What? What? Alright, so with 5 minutes left in the second period, it's 3-0 Nashville.
Four-checker Forsberg creating problems. And now the pass for Celebrini hits him in the foot. Not quite expecting it at that moment. And now Macklin brings it through center. Stops at the line. Now taps again. Far side. Across to the 9.
Under 5 minutes in the second period, we're down by 3. But yeah, that was a satisfying cigarette right there. You're right.
So far for UC Saros. Celebrini. Now trying to jam it in underneath Saros, who's got it again.
That was delicious. Thank you.
You're welcome. 4:36 in the second period. Sharks are still down by 3. Oh, Kitty, no. No, not right now, sweetie. I'm going to pull balls. I don't want you right here.
So I guess you really love me, huh?
Well, of course I do, darling. Bang. Alright, there's the Sharks' first goal. Four minutes left in the second period. So anyway, no, Kitty, I don't want you up here right now. No, I don't want you up here right now. Hello, gambler. How you doing? Rachel and I have just eaten our Easter dinner.
Yeah.
And we are now watching some Easter hockey.
Yep.
What's your evening had in store for you? Okay. That's a little cleaner. And Macklin? Celebrini's first name. Either way,
Maxwell's so greeny.
it's a strange name.
Yeah.
Did we get much snow this year? No, we didn't. I mean, we got quite a bit, but it kind of all came in one set of storms, and then it was warm right after there, so it didn't stick around long. So the answer is kind of yes and no. Or 2 minutes. Has anyone ever had to argue with people on the internet? Oh, a few times here and there, every once in a while. It can be a little frustrating. I don't want to. People think I do want to. A lot of people think I want to. Yeah, well, that is just a form of arguing in bad faith, right? And I'm sure your tone doesn't start out whatever. Well, Ruben R., maybe you are. What I heard an ENFJ describe themselves as the other day. The person I think is the ENFJ anyway. He said, I'm not, people say I'm a good guy. Don't call me a good guy. What I am is a karma farmer. Karma farmer. He does nice things so that he can get good luck when gambling.
Oh.
Although I think that's just a good FE way of dealing with things, you know.
We can't forget to splash each other with water tomorrow for good luck.
Right. Everybody should do that tomorrow. Tomorrow's wet Monday.
Yeah. Wow. Punching him while he's on the ground? Jeez.
Anyway, I never heard the expression before, but I thought, what a great expression for ENFJs. And it's probably just one person with a bunch of accounts voting up their own bullshit. Four on four now for 2 minutes. I like the hockey 3-on-3 overtime.
Me too.
You want continual tone policing. Try being married to an ESFJ. Wow.
Yay! Wow, celebrating again? Wow.
With 18 seconds left in the second period.
Wow.
Backs up, opens up for it now, but he mishandled it. Here's Letty back with him. Letty scooping one wide. Wraps going into the corner against Yossi. Placing a shoulder check on Bowman Yossi. Celebrini gets his foot in the way of an exit pass. But now Grayson Shea will carry it to center for the Predators. Go back into their
Well, you know, people don't like being corrected in general. Okay, well, I think it's about time to wrap up the stream. And we'll see you again tomorrow. This upcoming Friday, I get more Adderall. So, should see a little bit more liveliness from Eric at that point. Nice job, Sharks. Bye. Love you all.